गोविंदा 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 राधे राधे गोविंदा गोविंदा
गोविंदा गोविंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
गोविंदा गोविंदा राधे राधे Radhe वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्ण घोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरननदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलं प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसि मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलं गयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततर्कतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, राधा रानी की जय, गीता माता की जय। आदरणीय पूजनीय प्रभु जी, प्रिय सज्जनों, भक्त समुदाय, महानुभाव, most worshipful Satyananda Maharaj, all Brahmins, devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest appreciations to all of you. A very special Radhe Radhe to our listeners, our viewers of Bhakti TV, the simulcast, live on our Facebook page as well as Bhakti TV. We'd like to thank again Pandit Satyananda Maharaj from the Satya Ananda Ashram and the founder and distributor of Bhakti TV for bringing us live tonight. Our wonderful drama also. I'd like to thank all the sponsors of Bhakti TV who makes this possible. Tonight's the last night of the Gita session, the 9th session, to commemorate Gita Jayanti, which we celebrated on Tuesday, 14th of December. And this short visit of mine to Trinidad, I've been basing all my lectures on Bhagavad Gita, the divine son of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the very queen of all Vedas, as it contains the the essence of all Upanishad, Vedas, etc. We've been listening to many wonderful discourses. Tonight we bring conclusion to the 9th session. Our ultimate aim in life is to become free from Maya. We, the individual souls, because of the influence of Maya, governed by Maya, have forgotten ourselves. We've forgotten who we are, that we are the soul, the Atma. From beginningless time, we have identified with the physical body. And because of that, we have been rotating in 8.4 million forms of lives, uncountable. Every form. Dog, cat, donkey, worm, tree, grass, human being, devata. Every form. And we have been suffering. The only way to become free from that endless cycle of birth and death is to become free from Maya. The power, I told you one night, that Maya is not an illusion, as the Jnani say, but a power that belongs to God. All the Vedas, Gita, everywhere is telling us, Sri Krishna himself says, Daivi Yesha Gunamayi. Maya is a divine power that belongs to him. Mama Maya, he says. It is his power. So how do we become free from Maya? This Ved mantra. Tameva vididvat mrittuvetinaya pantha vidyate yanaya. Shvetashvataro Upanishad. Chapter 3, verse 8. This Ved mantra says that only by knowing God, by knowing Sri Krishna, the Supreme Brahman, Supreme Lord, can the individual soul become free from Maya. There is no other way. In other words, we have to know God. We have to know Sri Krishna. How to know Sri Krishna? Lakshantu Chaturo Veda or Lakshamekam tu Bharata. Just as there are 100,000 verses in the Mahabharata, in the same way there are 100,000 mantras in Vedas. Laksh. Lakh. Out of this, 80,000 mantras belong to Karma Kanda. Vedic rites and rituals, Varnashram Dharma. Varn, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Ashram, 4 stages of life. Brahmacharya, Grihasti, Vanaprasthi, Sannyas. Varnashram Dharma, 80,000 mantras. 16,000 mantras, Upasana Kanda, the path of bhakti, of loving God. And 4,000 mantras, Gyan Kanda, the path of knowledge. I told you also that we, the individual soul, are governed by 3 modes of Maya. Ajam, Ekam, Rohit, Shukla, Krishna, Bahavi, Praja, Shrijamanam, Swarupa, Ajo, Heko, Jushamanu, Sheti, Jahatenam, Bhukta, Bhogam, Ajo, Shvetashvataro Upanishad, chapter 4, verse 5. The Vedas say Maya has 3 qualities, 3 gunas: Sattva gun, Rajo gun, Tamo gun, which governs the individual soul, us. In Gita also, Sri Krishna says, त्रिभिर्गुणमयै भावैरेभिः सर्वमिदं जगत् मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्. Chapter 7, verse 15, Gita. Govern the entire world, being governed by the three modes, the three qualities of Maya, Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun, cannot know God who is beyond the three modes of Maya. So Maya has three qualities, Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun. There's only one God. The Vedas say, Eko Deva Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma Karma Dhyaksha Sarva Lokadivasa Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. Shweta Shutaropanishad chapter 6 verse 11. Eko Deva, one God. We don't have 10 God and million God as some people think. Many devtas, celestial beings who live in heaven. 33 crore. 330 million. A billion. But that is celestial beings on the Maya. God is only one. Anantanam Rupai Ved is uncountable name, uncountable form, but one Bhagavan, one supreme power. That one supreme power, supreme Lord, has three forms. Three forms. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yadjnanam advayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti shabdyate. Bhagavad Mahapuran, first canto, second chapter, 11 verse. One supreme Lord, supreme power, has three forms. Brahma, the formless aspect of the supreme Lord, is called Brahma. Nirakar, Nirgun, Nirvishesh, formless, qualityless, has no attributes, no quality, no form, etc. No name. Brahma. One form is Paramatma. Paramatma, also known as Narayan, 4 arms. Mahavishnu. And one form is known as Bhagavan, the personal aspect of God, Shri Krishna, Shri Ram. Same God in 3 different forms, not 3 different Bhagavan. For example, water. If you freeze water, it becomes ice. And if you take the water and you boil it to a certain degree, it becomes steam, hot. But if you condense the steam, again it becomes water. So it's still water, but when it is solid, it is ice. When it vaporizes, steam, and in the liquid form, water. In the same way, one supreme power has 3 forms. Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So the Vedas are divided into 3 sections: Upasana Kan, Karma Kan, Upasana Kan, Jnana Kan. The Jivatma, individual soul, we people are governed by 3 modes of Maya, and God has 3 forms. Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So there are 3 paths to knowing God. Yogastrayo maya prokta ninam shreyo vidhit sama jnanam karma cha bhaktischa nopayo nyosti kutrachit. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11 canto, 20th chapter, 6 verse. The 3 main paths for knowing God: Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. This is scriptures are saying. You may have heard about a part, yoke. They are either a combination of all this tree or a part of it, or tree name. In actual reality, there was only one path. Bhakti. The only path which can take us to God is bhakti. Look at the path of Gyan. I'm going briefly tonight. We have heard this path of Gyan. The path of Gyan can only take us to a certain point. One who follows the path of Gyan, he gets rid of avidya maya. I told you one night, Maya, there are two kinds of Maya, Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya. Sarupa Varika Maya, Guna Varika Maya. So Gyanis, not in the Kali Yuga, in ages gone by, they were able to get rid of Avidya Maya. Through the strength of Gyan, the path of Gyan, that Gyani destroys Avidya Maya. He realizes I am the soul, the Atma. But the path of Gyan is extremely difficult. Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya. Kathopanishad. The Vedas say the path of Gyan is so difficult, it's like walking on the sharp edge of a sword. Very difficult. All impossible. The Gita, in the 12th chapter of Gita, the question Arjuna asks Shri Krishna, those who worship you, those who worship God with the form, who worship the God, the Lord with the form, who does bhakti to the Lord with the form, and those who worship your formless aspect, Brahma, who is better, which is superior? Shri Krishna answered and said, both will attain. But for Dehadhari, for us who have having a body, for the soul with a body, meditating or worshipping something without a form is extremely difficult, impossible. Very difficult. And even if someone goes and follows the path of Gyan, he falls again and again. The most he attains, Atma Gyan. He destroys a Vidya Maya, but Vidya Maya is still there. As long as the Jnani is in Samadhi, he is safe. But the moment he opens his eyes, Vidya Maya will take over and he falls. That Jnani falls again and again. And how will that Jnani get rid of Vidya Maya? After attaining self-realization, he has to come and do bhakti. Devi Isha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vayi Prapadyanti Maya Metantarantite. Chapter 7 verse 14 Gita. Shri Krishna says, only the one who completely surrenders to him can become free from Guna Varika Maya. Vidya. Brahma Bhuta Prasannat Manasho Chatina Kamshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labate Para. Chapter 18 verse 54 Gita. Brahma Bhut means self-realized. Paramhans. That's the highest the Jnani can do. Shri Krishna is saying that Jnani, that Paramhans, Brahma Bhut, that self-realized soul is subject to downfall. He becomes free from desire, grief, but he falls again and again. Until and unless he does something. Until he does Mad Bhaktim Lavate Param. Until he does Bhakti. After attaining self-realization, that Paramans has to come and do Bhakti, what we are doing, ABC. So do Bhakti from beginning. Shri Krishna makes it very clear. Bhaktya mami janati yavanyashchasmi tatvata tato mam tato gyata vishati tadanantaram. Chapter 18 verse 55 Gita. Without bhakti, without the path of doing bhakti, loving God, without the path of loving Shri Krishna, loving God, one cannot attain Brahma Gyan, knowledge of God. Very clear. So the Jnani, through the path of Gyan alone, attains Atma Gyan, but he falls and falls again and again. That Jnani, if he adds bhakti, as Shri Krishna is saying in Gita, he will attain God-realization. So when the Jnani adds bhakti, it becomes Jnani. Jnana plus bhakti. The other part, karma. The path of Vedic rites and rituals. Varnashram dharma. What a Brahmin is supposed to do, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra. What a Brahmacharya Brahmin is supposed to do, Grihasti Brahmin, Vanaprasthi Brahmin, Sannyasi Brahmin, etc. etc. Many, many rules. Impossible in Kali. But if he is able to do it, Dharma Sampadhyati Shadbhi Radharmastu Viparyaya Bhagavad Mahapuran 11 Canto 21st chapter 15 verse. The Bhagavad says there are 6 conditions to fulfill. 6 in order to perform dharma, and all impossible in Kali. Tasmad yagya shuklam yad dravyam tasmad yagyamiritam. Wait. Shukla dravya. Drav has to be pure. The money you use it for the wealth, it has to be pure. What is pure money? You're supposed to work 8 hours for the government. You honestly work 8 hours, not even cheat in 1 minute. Haven't worked for the month or the fortnight when you get paid, how much income tax you're supposed to give. You honestly give all the income tax you're supposed to give. You don't cheat. Now from what remains, you take 10% out and you give it in charity. What remains now, that is Shukla Dharma. Who's doing it, Kalvi? The mantra is more difficult. With the slightest mistake I told you one night in the pronunciation of swar, not the letter swar, the whole meaning changes. And if one can do, what do you attain? Heaven, swar. Yanti devata devan pitri yanti pitipata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyaji no bhima. Chapter 9 verse 25 Gita. Those who pray to devatas, Vedic rites rituals, you go to heaven, you become devata, if you fulfill the conditions. Atova prapsi swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim. Chapter 2 verse 37 Gita. If you perform your dharma, Arjuna, and die while fighting the battle, you will go to heaven. Swarga. So all dharma, karma can give you is heaven, swarga. Now we are told that is useless. Bhagwan Sri Ram tells us in the Ramayana, he wants us. Ehi tan kar vishay aaye swarga Antaru Nari जय राम श्री राम to the residents of Ayodhya, Ehi tan kar pal vishayana bhai, swargahu swarga ant dukkadai. This human body which devatas are praying and begging for, Devatullah, they can't get it. It wasn't given to us to just enjoy the senses, sensual pleasures, nor to go to heaven. Why? Swargahu swarga. Because there is no true happiness in heaven. I explained one night, the happiness of heaven are only those of this material world multiplied a number of times. And the worst part, anta dukkadai, it ends in suffering. Shri Krishna says to Arjuna in Gita, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye Martyalokam vishanti evam tai dharmanupapanna gadagatam kama kama labhante. Chapter 9 verse 21 Gita. When we perform dharma, karma, varnashram, dharma, if we fulfill all the rules and regulations, we acquire something called punya, spiritual merits, which will tell us according to how much we have acquired, which heaven we will go to and for how long. Once we go to heaven and we start enjoying the pleasures of heaven, what happens? Kshine punya. That punya starts destroying as we enjoy. And one day it's going to become zero. And when karma becomes zero, what happens? Martyalokam vishanti, will be kicked out. And because karma has become zero, the Vedas tell us, Hinatanamba vishanti. Mundak Upanishad, first Mundak, second content will be thrown into lower forms of life. Dog, cat, donkey, worm. This is what Bhagwan Shri Ram means in the Ramayana when he says it ends in suffering. After going to heaven, we are going to suffer. We have done it uncounted. Still we want to go. Still we want. The Vedas say such a person is not only an ordinary fool, but the greatest fool. Brahma. So karma alone, dharma alone will give us swarga, heaven. If we add bhakti to karma, it becomes karma yoga, the teaching of the Gita. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. Chapter 8 verse 7 Gita. Arjuna, tasma sarveshu, at all places, kaleshu, at all time, mamanusmara, attach your heart to me, remember me, keep me in your heart, bhakti. And yudhyacha, your kshatri, your dharma, perform your dharma, your duty. So dharma, karma, plus bhakti, that is karma. Mai yarpitamano buddhim mame vaivasya sanshaya. If your mind and intellect is attached to me like that, every moment, Arjuna, you will certainly come. That will give God realization. So bhakti is required in every part. And bhakti doesn't require anybody. Bhakti is independent of all paths. Look, Shri Ram, Bhagwan Shri Ram. Bhagwan Shri Ram says to Sugriv in the Ramayana, Nirmal Marga So Vibhishan, the brother of Ravana. Let's keep it this way, don't push it up. He goes towards that box. First, and then you move this. Vibhishan is given advice to Ravana, good advice. But sometimes good advice becomes reversed. Ravana kicked Vibhishan out of Lanka. He kicked Vibhishan out of Lanka. Vibhishan came to the shelter of Prabhu Shri Ram. Everyone seen Vibhishan. Oh, he is a brother of Ravana, enemy. He is a spy. Lock him up, tie him up, throw him in jail. Bhagwan Shri Ram started to laugh. Haste lage. And he said, Sugriv, suno, listen. Nirmal man jan so muni pava, mohi kapat chal chidran ava. Sugriv, only those who are pure in heart, pure mind, can know me, see me, attain me. I cannot tolerate deception, deceit, fraud. Vibhishan wasn't a pure bhakt, he could not come. So God wants pure heart, pure mind. How are we going to make the heart and mind pure? Then we do it through Gyan? Impossible. Karma? Impossible. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, Bhagwan Shri Krishna says to Uddhav, Yatha ninahe mamalam jahati dhmatam punah svam bhajate charupam atma cha karma dushayam vidhuya mad bhakti yogena bhajatya thoma. 11th canto, 14th chapter, 25th verse. Bhagavad Mahapuran. Gold, when it gets dirty, or in its original form, has a lot of dirt and impurities. How is it purified? You heat it in fire. Shri Krishna says to Uddhava, just as gold, when heated in fire, becomes purified of its impurities, dirt, etc., glows and attains its pure form. In the same way, only when we shed tears of selfless love, bhakti, is the heart and mind purified. There is no other medicine, only one medicine, shed in tears of selfless love. Nishkam bhakti. It's the only thing that makes the heart and mind pure. Again, Shri Krishna says, Yatha yathatma parimrijate sau mad punya gatha shravana vidhanai tatha tatha pashyati vastu sukshmam chakshuryathaivanjana samprayuktam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11th canto, 14th chapter, 26th verse. Immediately the other verse, to make the point even stronger. Just as we have diseases in the eyes today, that we can become blind, cataract, all these diseases. In ancient times, they used to have disease in the eyes also. But they didn't have the kind of things we have nowadays, the kind of drops and cream, and laser and all those things. No. But they had something even better. They had an Ayurvedic medicine known as Anjan. not Kajal. Some people translate Anjan as Kajal. The Anjan doesn't exist anymore. In the Kali, we'll come back in Satya. This Anjan, Ayurvedic medicine, any disease in the eye, and you apply it in the eye, slowly it destroys the disease, and we're able to see clearly. Shri Krishna says to Uddhava, just as when Anjan is applied to the diseased eye, and it destroys the disease slowly, and we're able to see clearly again, in the same way, while chanting the divine name of the Lord, listening to His divine philosophy, divine katha, and we shed tears of selfless love for Him, is the heart, the mind purified. A lot of people cry. Anything happen in the world, they cry. They cry for everything. That tears makes the heart even more dirty. Our heart, our mind is like a dirty piece of cloth. Uncountable lifetimes of wickedness, sin, impurity is stored in there as Sanchit Path. You have a dirty piece of cloth that's been dirty for a long time. Rag. If you want to clean it, how do you clean it? You need pure water, Nirmal Pani. Pure water is only two: Bhagavan, God, and the saint who is God personified. When we shed tears for God or for the saint who is God personified, we wash the impurities in the heart and the mind. Now if you take that rag and you dip it in a bucket of dirty water, what happens? It gets more dirty. The dirty water is the world, the people and objects in the world. When we cry for the world, for anyone in the world, or anything in the world, we make the dirty heart even more dirty. These tears we have, they are very valuable, priceless. Do not waste it in the world. This is the only thing that can make the heart and mind pure, which is a condition for knowing Shri Krishna, for seeing. We shed tears like crazy in the world. Some people cry for everything. Somebody says something, you cry. That's very bad. Get rid of that. So only bhakti, even Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, the very first original Jagat Guru, Adi Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, who is a Jnani, he is teaching the path of Advait, not dualism, that God is formless. He is teaching his own mother, Vishuddhayati Nantaratma Krishna Vadam Bhoja Bhakti Mrite. He is teaching his mother that without bhakti to Sri Krishna, God will reform, the heart, the mind cannot become purified. Impossible. So bhakti, only bhakti. Now you can do Gyan, Art Bhakti. You can do Karma, Art Bhakti. Any path you want. Just Art Bhakti. And Bhakti, you don't have to add anything. Shri Krishna says in Gita, Naham Vedena Tapasa Na Dane Na Chechaya. Chapter 11, verse 53, Gita. I cannot be attained through the study of the Vedas, nor through tapasya, austerities, not through charity, not through riyagya, not through austerities. No. Jnana. How to attain me? So in chapter 11, verse 53, he says how he cannot be attained. In the next verse, he says, Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahamevam vidhorjuna Gyatum drashtum tattvena praveshtum cha parantapaha. chapter 11, verse 54, Gita. Whether one wants to know Shri Krishna, he wants to see the divine form of Shri Krishna, he wants to attain the divine knowledge of Shri Krishna, he wants to merge into Shri Krishna, the formless aspect as the Jnanis do. Everything, Ananya Bhakti. Exclusive. Ananya means exclusive. Exclusive means only Shri Krishna. This word comes many places in Gita. Mame, only me, Shri Krishna says. Tame, only Shri Krishna. Tame Vasharanam Gaccha Sarva Bhavena Bharata. Chapter 18, verse 62, Gita. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam, only to Shri Krishna. Mam Ekam Sharanam Gaccha. Chapter 18, verse 66. Ananyas Chittayantu Mam Vijana Paripasate. Chapter 9, verse 22. Exclusively, Ananya. Eka Bharosa, Eka. Everywhere, Ved, everywhere. This word Ananya, exclusively. What is the meaning of Ananya? Anya means others. The word Anya in Sanskrit means others, means the whole world. Anya. All others. Now in Sanskrit, when you put the prefix an before a word, the prefix an before a word, it gives the complete opposite meaning. So Anya means all others, Ananya means no other but one alone. No other but one alone. In other words, only Shri Krishna. No Devata, no Rakshas, no human being, no animal, none, no one except Shri Krishna, except God. God's family is very big. When I say Shri Krishna, I just mean only the name, the form. Any form of Shri Krishna, I'm counting. Ram, Shiv, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Radha, this Radha Rani, all a form. She's the same Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. The same Shri Krishna, any form. But Bhagavan, Ananda. So, whatever you want to attain, divine, Shri Krishna is making it very clear. Bhaktya Tvananyaya, Ananya Bhakti. Exclusive love for Shri Krishna alone. This Bhakti, how are we going to attain it? Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to the residents of Ayodhya, Bhakti Swatantra Sakut Bhakti Swatantra Sakala Sukh Bhani Vidu Sat Sangha Napari Rani Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Bhakti, Bhagwan Shri Ram himself is saying to the residents of Ayodhya, the path of bhakti, the path of loving God is Swatantra. Swatantra means independent, free from all paths. Bhakti doesn't require the help of any other path, whether it's Gyan, whether it's Karma, whether it's Yoga, any path. Whereas every other path requires the help of Bhakti. Swatantra Sakal Sukhakhani, and is the storehouse of all happiness. But how are we going to attain it? Binu Satta Sangha Napavadi Prani. Only someone who has bhakti can give it to us. We cannot attain it on our own, in other words. This bhakti, Sri Krishna doesn't give so easy. He's ready to give everything else. He says to Karpasuji in the Ramayana, Doha, the Lord, he tries to deceive his own devotee. He says, Karpasuji, I am extremely pleased with you. Ati Prasanna. God normally doesn't praise the true Guru, the true saint, and Bhagwan. They normally scold. But when they start praising and talking to you very nicely, be careful. Bhagwan Shri Ram says, I am extremely pleased. Hearing that Karpasuji said, hey Bhagwan, Prabhu, kya hua, what happened? Nothing. I am very pleased with you, extremely pleased. I will give you anything you desire. Karpasuji says, my Lord, I don't want anything. Like Prahlad, I don't want anything. I have you, my Lord. Anyhow, what are you going to give? Bhagwan says, oh, Anima, Dik, Siddhi, Apar, I will give Siddhis. Anima, Garima, Laghima. People, when they hear Siddhi, they get very, they start running towards, oh, that is a real Bhakti. Siddhis is the most dangerous thing. If ever you get attracted to Siddhi, that's the end of it. You will never attain God. Some other time I go in detail. Nidhi, the great treasure. And Mukti, the best of attainment, when in fact, one who attains Mukti attains nothing. Not that he attains nothing, he experiences nothing. You see, it is our mind that experiences happiness and sorrow. But the Jnani destroys the mind. And the soul, the Atma, which is a non-doer, merges and becomes one with the formless Brahman. There is infinite happiness, but there is no one to experience. So the true devotee doesn't want mukti or moksha. They stay far away. Do. Karpasuji said to Sri Ram, Prabhu, ye khilona, this is a toy khilona. Give it to those who want it. I don't want it. Not even mukti. Bharat said the same thing to Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. I have no desire for wealth, I have no desire for righteousness, I have no desire for pleasure. Or gati na chaham nikhan, not even moksha liberation. Janama janama ratiram pad, yaha varadan, birth after birth. Let me have love, bhakti, love for the lotus feet of Prabhu Shri Ram. This is the only boon I want to have. Karpasundji said, I don't want this. If you really insist in giving me something, there is something you are hiding that you haven't spoken about. If you want to really give me that thing. Bhagavan said, what am I hiding? Karpasundji said, I should tell you. Bhagavan said, yes. Karpasundji tells the Lord, go ahead. Avirala bhakti vishuddhata Shruti Purana Jehika Purana Shruti Purana Jehika Jehiko Jat Yogi Shabdi Prabhu Prasad Kumar Purama Prabhu Prasad Kumar Karpasundji says, give me that avirala bhakti, vishuddha bhakti, anapayani bhakti, nishkam prem, many names. Meaning selfless love. Bhakti, when one does bhakti, there should not be desire for one's own happiness. Even desire, even equal to the width of a single strand of hair, the desire should not be for one's own happiness. It has to be nishkam, selfless. If you desire it, then you don't even know bhakti. It's not even bhakti. Oh Lord, let me win the lotto. Oh Lord, let me get a good job. Hey Bhagavan, let my child pass there. That's not bhakti. That's demand and begging. If you want the world, go in the world and look for it. Avashyameva bhoktavyam kitam karama shubha shubham mahabharat. You get the world from your action. Not Bhagwan doesn't give the world. Bhagwan, one thing to pray to Bhagwan for, bhakti. Bhakti. Jai Kojat Yogi Shivu. So the Shruti in the Puranas, the Vedas and all the scriptures glorifies this bhakti. The Rishis and the Munis are all searching for it. But only the one upon whom the Lord showers His grace attains it. He doesn't give it easily. When Bhagwan Shri Ram returned to Ayodhya and was crowned, was placed on the throne, everyone was leaving and they were glorifying Him. The last person to leave was Shiv Bhagwan. The last person. Shiv Bhagwan said to Shri Ram, Bar bar varmangahu Harsh Deva Shri Rang Pad Saroja Anapayani Bhakti Sada Satsang. Again and again I ask you for something, my Lord. If it so pleases you, you don't want to give it, fine. If it pleases you, I can't demand, but I ask you for something again and again. What it is? Anapayani Bhakti. Anapayani Bhakti means Avirala Bhakti, Vishuddha Bhakti. In other words, selfless love. Give me selfless love for what? Pada Saroj, for your lotus charan, your lotus feet. Pada Saroja Anapayani. Or Sada Satsang, to have the association of your saints forever. Bhakti. Why doesn't he give bhakti? Does he lose something? He's ready to give anything else. Someone wants moksha, they want heaven. Bhagavan says, take it. Somebody asks for bhakti. You see, Kagya Sundarji, you have to have the right guru who makes that knowledge sit in the intellect that if you ever meet Bhagavan, don't ask for anything except bhakti. The guru had taught Kagya Sundarji well that only bhakti. Why doesn't he give it? So Bhagavan Shri Ram gives, Bhagavan Shri Krishna gives the answer in Bhagavad Mahapurana. Aham bhakta paradhino yasvatantra ivadvija sadhu virgrasta hridayo bhaktair bhakta jana priya. Bhagavad Mahapurana, 9th canto, 4th chapter, 63rd verse. Bhagavan is supremely independent, free. Parama Swatantra Nasida Balako. No one, nothing controls Bhagavan, the scripture says. But here Shri Krishna says, no. There is something that controls me. It ties me up, binds me, and makes me dance as a monkey dances to the tune of the trainer. What is that binds God and ties him up? The rope of bhakti, the rope of love of his devotee. He says, when it comes to my devotees, those who love me, I am no longer free. Aham bhakta paradhinaha. God becomes the slave of his devotee. Who wants to be a slave? That's why he is willing to give everything except bhakti. So, bhakti is swatantra, independent, free from all paths, and the storehouse of all happiness. And we will only attain it from those who have attained that bhakti, the Rasik saint. Sat, the sant. Sat, I've told you, means sant. Saint. Sant means association. When we associate with a saint, and that too, Rasik saint, one who has attained that divine love himself. There are many kinds. If he's a Jnani saint, he cannot give it. He doesn't have it. And how are we going to find the saint? Look for him. How are we going to find the true Guru? So Sri Ram, he gives the answer also to that also. Means spiritual merits. When we have done great devotional, spiritual exercises in the past life. And Punj means a huge storehouse. When we have acquired a huge amount of spiritual merits in many, many lifetimes, and it has gotten to a huge amount, Bhagavan showers his grace and be able to meet a saint. Punya bunja binu milahina santa, or satsangati sanshriti karananta. And when we do that satsang, you see Shri Krishna, Bhagavan Shri Ram is telling us what is satsang. Satsangati. When we associate with our true saint, sanshriti karananta, our attachment for the material world will be destroyed. Only when we associate with the true saint. We cannot do it by ourselves, impossible. That's why we need the Guru. The Guru has to be qualified, genuine, bona fide saint. If he himself is a beggar, what can he give to us? He himself is on the Maya, how can he take away Maya from us? There's a big secret, very big secret in the Gita. In the very end of the Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, having taught the whole Gita to Arjuna, he says something to him. Sarva guhyatamam bhuya shrinume paramam vacha ishtosi me dirhamiti tatu vakshami te hitam. Chapter 18, verse 64, Gita. The word guhya means secret, private secret. Guhyatad means more secret, more private. And guhyatam means the most private, the most secret. Not only that, he doesn't say only guhyatam, he says sarva guhyatamam. Hey Bhagwan. The most private of secret of secret. This is my supreme words. I'm telling you this, Arjun, because you're very dear to me. I don't tell this to everyone. As I told you, he doesn't give bhakti just like that. Arjun, you're very dear to me. That's why I'm revealing my most private of secret to you. What is a secret? What is so private? Arjun asked Turab, what is this so private of private? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhya jimam namaskuru mame vaishasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Chapter 18, verse 65, Gita. Manmana bhava madbhakto. Always keep me in your heart. All the time, remember the Lord, keep him in your heart. Be devoted to me by keeping me in your heart. Madbhakto. Madhya. Madhyaja. Worship me. Love me. Worship me. Mam namaskuru. Bow to me. I tell you truly, this is the promise I'm giving to you. Because you are very dear to me, Arjun. This I make a promise. If you do this, you will certainly come. I give you this promise. See how great bhakti is? The greatest thing is bhakti, and we don't know. Because it's the biggest secret. The most private of private. Read it for yourself. Chapter 18, verse 64, chapter 18, verse 65. And of course, 66, Sarva Dharman Parityajamam Ekam Sharanam. Renounce all dharma, all of it. First he was telling Arjuna, do dharma, do your dharma. Now he says, renounce everything. Give up all dharma, all obligation, all duty, and take shelter in me alone. Do only bhakti, pure bhakti. You can mix it if you want, but I'm telling you pure bhakti. You see, Bhagavad Mahapuran is pure bhakti. Bhagavad Mahapuran doesn't have karma, doesn't have jnana, doesn't have only bhakti. There's a saying among philosophers in the world, where the philosophy of the Bible finishes, the Gita starts. And where the philosophy of the Gita finishes, Bhagavad Mahapuran starts. This is where Bhagwan finishes the Gita, pure bhakti, that starts Bhagavad Mahapuran. Gyan, Mokad, nothing, only bhakti, pure. Bhagwan Sri Ram, you see, I told you there were 3 Gita. I think I said last night, 3 Gita. 3 famous Gita. The most famous Bhagavad Gita from Mahabharata. There's a Gita in Bhagavad Mahapuran. It's called Uddhav Gita. It's the 11th canto. 11th book, 11th canto of Bhagavad Mahapuran. And there's a Gita in the Ramayana. It's called Ram Gita. Uddar Kand of the Ramayana. Ek baad Raghunath bulaye, Guru Dvij Purvasi sab aaye. In 11,000 years, the Lord, when He gave us Sri Ram, He stayed 11,000 years. Once only, once, Ek baad, He called everyone. And He gave a lecture in Ayodhya. That is called Ram Gita. Not a very long lecture. But everything He put in that lecture, everything, the highest philosophy. He said, Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Guru Ram. Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Guru Ram. Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Guru Ram. Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Oh. We all want only happiness. I do this. Every action you perform is for one thing only, happiness. The Lord is saying, if you want happiness here and hereafter, after you leave here also, then listen to my words very deeply and strongly in your heart. Pay very close attention. Sarala sukhada yamar bhai, Gori bhakti Purana Shruti. path to attain happiness here and the hereafter is very easy. Saral or Sukhad. The giver of all happiness is not painful, very easy. It is called bhakti, bhakti, mori bhakti, my bhakti, the Lord is saying, love for Him, which all the Puranas and all the Vedas glorify. Kahu bhakti patha kavana prayasa. He says, what hard work is there in bhakti, bhaiya? Yoga namak japa tapa upavasa. You don't have to do yoga, ashtanga yoga. Yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Mak, power. You don't have to do that in bhakti. Yoga namak japa. Tell the name of God and be. Tapa, austerities. Upavas, fasting. You don't have to do any of that. Just love the Lord. Everybody knows how to love. You know how to love mommy, how to love daddy, how to love our wife, how to love husband, how to love child. The same love you take it and transfer to Shri Krishna. That is bhakti. We already know how to love. All someone has to teach us is how to take that love now and direct it to Shri Krishna. Guru will teach us. And furthermore he says, what do you need? Sarala Swabhava Namana Kutilai. The heart has to be simple. There should be no crookedness. When you're doing bhakti, there should not be crookedness, deceitfulness. The heart has to be made very simple, straight. Whatever comes your way, be satisfied. Do not keep thinking, this will make me happy. Oh, I have a old Muruka, a little Muruka. If I get that kind of Muruka, Mercedes Benz, Lexus, I'll be happy. I only have so little bit of money. If I get so much more money, if I have this kind of house, this kind of swimming pool, this kind of wife, this kind. Be contented. Whatever you have, yatha labh santosh sadai, all the time. Bhagwan Shri Ram told Shabri, this is the 8th type of bhakti. Ashtam jatha labh santosha, sapne hu nahi dekhi par dosha. Shabri, the 8th type of devotion is to be contented, whether in gain or loss, whatever you have. Be happy. See everything as kripa. The worst thing happened, Jai Ho Bhagavan, kripa. Everything is kripa, grace. My Guru wrote beautiful bhajan kirtan. In one line he wrote, he's singing to Radha Rani, your kripa to kripa hai, aapki kripa to kripa hai, aapka krodh bhi kripa. The anger is also there. In other words, when I lose, when things happen very bad, that's great kripa. We don't understand. Grace. We don't understand. This is the path. So bhakti, ultimately, Shri Krishna starts off telling Arjuna about karma yoga, about jnana, everything. And then finally he comes to Gita by pure. He says, give up everything. Just completely serve me. Bow to me, love me, keep me in your heart at all times, worship me, love me. So you will certainly come. I promise you, he says, you will certainly come. Bhakti. This is ultimately. There's much more. We'll hear some other time. Now do a little bhajan, kirtan. The books we have. Beautiful bhajan written by Jagat Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. In this bhajan, the devotees ask him for bhakti. Is begging and asking for bhakti. Nitya seva mangu shama shangu. Na bhakti, na bhakti. A devotee saying, I want seva. Seva means bhakti, bhakti means seva. The word bhakti, when we want to know the meaning of a word in Sanskrit, we look for the root of the word. Root. The root word of bhakti in Sanskrit is bhaj. Bhaj. Bhaj means seva. Bhaj dhatu sevayam. To seva. To serve. To serve who? You can serve mother, father, wife, husband, children, the government, dog, cat. Is that seva? No. Only when we serve God and the saint, who is God personified, that is called bhakti. So I want seva all the time. Nitya seva man. I don't want bhakti. Bhakti means worldly, the pleasures of this material world plus the pleasures of heaven combined. That is called bhakti. Bhakti. Bhav. That which takes us away from God. You see, if you know Sanskrit or Hindi, Devanagari script. Bhav is drawn, you bring it on top, you bring it down like a figure 4, but the top part is open. The top of it is open. The top line. So that which takes us away from God, bhakti. Desire for the material world, desire for heaven. And mukti is joined. In other words, we merge into the formless aspect of Shri Krishna. But as I told you, you experience nothing. Because the experience has been destroyed. So devotee doesn't want bhakti nor mukti. A great saint, Rupa Goswami, in the greatest book on Bhakti, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says, Bhakti Mukti Sprihaya Vat Pishachi Hridya Vardate Tavat Bhakti Sukhasyata Katama Bhyudayo Bhave. He calls Bhakti and Mukti Pisachini. Pisachini means Churaina, witches, demons. As long as the desire for Bhakti and Mukti, these two demonesses, are in the heart of an individual, Bhakti Mahadevi, or the goddess of divine love, will never come. You will never get it. So I don't want Bhakti, I don't want Bhakti. Vare Bhakti, let my Bhakti, my love for the Lord, keep increasing every moment. Selfless love, selfless love. It's many beautiful things. There's a whole new lecture by itself. Page 9. Nit seva mangu shama shama teri na mukti nari mukti mangu hai. Nit seva Bhakti Nishitama Nitmeri Na Mukti Nari Mukti Mangu Hai. Bhakti Nishitama Nitmeri Na Mukti Nari Mukti Mangu Hai. Nishkam Bhakti, Avirala Bhakti, Anapayani Bhakti, selfless love. I only want selfless love and let it increase every moment. Bhali hai, bhuli hai, tohi patik jananani pyare निष्कामित मेरी ना मुक्ति नारी मुक्ति मांगू मैं पाए भक्ति उनलाई शरणाई कहु कत पूजना गति पाई यदि निष्कामित मेरी ना मुक्ति नारी मुक्ति मांगू मैं सेवा मातु क्षमा श्याम तेरी ना मुक्ति नारी मुक्ति मांगू मैं ये भली है बुरी है जो मैं तेरी है तू भी सोचो सचमुच यह मेरी है ये भली है बुरी है जो मैं तेरी है तू भी सोचो जाय मेरी ना मुक्ति नारी मुक्ति मांगू तेरी इच्छा बना मेरी ना मुक्ति नारी बिनु हेतु कृपालु कहाते हो, मुनि क्यों साधन करवाते हो। श्यामा श्याम भगवान की जय। So devotees, as we come to the conclusion, not the conclusion of Gita, but this series of lectures based on Gita, as we commemorated Gita Jayanti, try to bring the main points, what we can get and learn from Gita. The 700 shlokas that didn't do any sense really add up, but just to get the main idea, what Gita is actually trying to tell us, what Sri Krishna trying to tell us. And ultimately, of course, we have to surrender, we have to do bhakti. There's much more we have to find out about bhakti, surrendering, etc. We'll get some other time. बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, राधा रानी